This is Michael Dermer, and I am the author of The Lonely Entrepreneur. I hope you enjoyed today's perspective. Entrepreneurs all have our crazy stories. Here's one from The Lonely Entrepreneur. One of the hardest things to do in a startup company is hire the right salespeople. You know, at Incent One, we had hired a whole bunch of sales folks that had experience from the healthcare industry. They had sold to employers and health plans and governments, and I had hired a particular gentleman. And whenever we would be selling to a health plan, one of the things that experienced salespeople should know, and one of the things that certainly we expected, was that they would know all the big companies that this health plan insured, right? Every big health plan in the country has this cornerstone group of companies that they provide insurance for, that are their biggest clients. And so I'll never forget going with a sales professional who shall remain nameless down in Blue Cross Blue Shield, Florida, has beautiful corporate offices. And so I turned to him and I said, I need you to brief me a little bit more about Florida. And he said, for example, who were their big employers? And he looked at me like I had three heads. And, this is somebody we were paying a lot of money to, who was supposed to have the experience to know who these big employers are. And certainly we had communicated that's how we wanted to prepare for these meetings. And he looked at me and he said, I don't really know. And as I didn't really want to make a big deal of it right in front of him and, in advance of that meeting, I said to him, listen, we really have to be prepared, and we really need to know. And I was going to, try to coach him more and really read him the riot act after the meeting. And I remember looking over his shoulder, and literally right in back of him in the corporate offices were all the logos of all the big companies that Blue Cross Blue Shield of Florida had insured. It's almost like the entrepreneurial gods were playing a trick on me. And so you realize that, salespeople, really good salespeople are hard to find. And when you're in the early stage as an entrepreneurial venture and you don't have your value proposition formed, or you're really not hitting your strides with respect to sales, it's really a tough thing to accomplish. Join the Lonely Entrepreneur community and receive a free perspective of the day. Visit us at lonelyentrepreneur.com/subscribe. And remember, the difference between success and failure is your perspective.